And they're trying to raise this baby Yoda,
that is
Star Wars is not dead.
Star Wars is not dead. Everybody,
Star Wars is alive and
Star
well.
Wars is not dead.
Can one of you guys tell
What
me, is
the
it ever happened before? in
That was an actual
Mandalorian
scene.
lore? Like,
The
have they
worst
ever-
flip.
Nerdrotic.com.
Dog
the
crap.
most recent episode, truly, you could feel them being like, "Oh, what's next? What do we do?" And they spent way more time than they needed to, like at least half the episode trying to, or maybe more, trying to figure out like how to go get the kid back after this giant flying dinosaur like swoops
Yeah.
down. Like the first time they tried, they ran out of fuel. It's like, how are you a Mandalorian? You don't have enough fuel to last you like multiple days.
What a contrived piece of crap. They've never run out of fuel in any other time apart from.
Well,
oh,
let me
now we need it.
recap it quickly for you. Remember that beach where the giant alligator ate the kid, kind of reminiscent of the kid who got eaten by an alligator at Disney World.
Is that beach?
Oh,
Yeah,
They haven't moved.
they're
still
still there.
Still there.
Just like Disney World. They're still there, except this time a pterodactyl takes a kid, takes off, they run out of fuel, and they fuck around the entire episode. They chase after him, can't make it, come back, and wait for Bo-Katan to come up with a plan to go find him, and the pterodactyl just conveniently doesn't eat the kid for like a day, or I don't know what the fuck.
Dinosaurs.
Keeps it in his stomach. Has to actually like yak him up.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, how did they get back before Bo-Katan?
Yeah.
I
They
don't know.
didn't have their jetpacks.
They
had to
didn't.
walk
They didn't
across
walk.
all these
They-
valleys.
Mandalorians can speed walk, Ryan.
And
They can speed walk.
yeah, so like
like
someone
Gendry.
told me, like
Just like Gendry.
someone told me that this was like
Yes.
the dumbest of dumb they could have possibly done. So that
Maybe
was-
they used the Force.
I bet the Mandalorians smell terrible because they're sweaty. It's
They do.
hot weather.
They don't
Agreed.
wash. They don't
Can't
take their
keep
helmets off.
I want to know if they take their helmets off when they fuck.
Ooh.
No.
That's the only thing I want from
They
that
can't be
show.
seen.
Do they? I'm actually wondering, like, as a sect, although there's various Mandalorian, like cults essentially, are they? Do they fuck? I don't think. I wonder if that's not. That's
But
part
Din
of their
Djarin and
asceticism.
Bo-Katan are definitely gonna fuck at some point. So
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
have to
Find
get
out
that.
at the
They're
end
bump.
of
They're going to be
season.
bumping helmets pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've already got an adopted child right here. This 50-year-old fuck.
It's
Ever.
so
If they ever raise a species other than human to be a
Oh
Mandalorian,
my
there's
Yes.
maybe no one
Yes.
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Is this
Yes.
supposed to be
Yeah.
comedic?
It's not supposed to be funny. No, it's supposed to. Here's what it is, Aiden. You are supposed to
This shot
appreciate
is
the
so
fact that they are using puppets
Practical effects.
because the original
do
trilogy
appreciate
used
that.
puppets. Okay. The problem is now they have built an entire show around this puppet getting trained as a Jedi and being trained also as a Mandalorian. So they have to show him moving, they have to show him walking, they have to show him interacting. And when they show him doing this,
All right, I
It
gotta
doesn't
say,
look
from
very
the
good.
beginning- From the
See the
beginning.
wire.
it
Why
doesn't.
doesn't he use his arms to jump?
Why
Right.
didn't he take the? Why didn't the kid just paintball him in his little Yoda nuts?
It looks like a joke. I mean, it's bad enough they named him Grogu. Like that's just like a hilarious name.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Did you guys see that fucking Flava Flav clock that he got for his
Yes.
armor?
Oh, the chest
did.
plate that's way too big for him. I'm like, why are they? Doesn't make sense.
Oh, and the
Yeah,
rib.
lay
somebody
him
told me that
down.
this was just like the worst fucking thing ever, right? And I got a little screen
that was
share.
so embarrassing.
This is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Yes, it
This
is.
is what this fucking show is.
Yes.
I've like
Yep.
season 2 is a drastic drop off
Yes.
from the first season. I thought the first season was fine. Some big problems with it, but I think it was fine. I am now more certain than ever that season 1 was the remnants of an original Boba Fett movie, right? Where
Boom.
episodes
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 7, and 8, in some way, those were the kind of skeleton of a Boba Fett movie where a lot of the work was already done. Because those things kind of made more sense than the other filler
By
episodes.
James Mangold.
Like I remember I being on with Mahler et al. A couple years ago when the first season came out, and I said I liked it quite a lot, and they disagreed. I think that now looking back, though, the first season is, I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's entertaining.
It's light years
You
better
know,
than
prequel
this.
effect.
People got hyped over season 2 because it was cameo of the day. It was, oh, Ahsoka, oh, Bo-Katan, Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
And I remember
All
sitting
the
there,
cameos.
and-
Yeah.
and it did so much fucking destruction to continuity. It was solely for the purpose of like just this, hey, you know this character right? Look at these keys dangling in front of you. And I sat here and said, after that Luke Skywalker moment, that this feels like how Star Wars felt to me after Force Awakens, right? Force Awakens, $2 billion at the box office. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's loving it, but it just seems soulless and it doesn't seem real and it doesn't seem sustainable. And I'm now more certain than ever that that's exactly what that was, because they immediately then fucking undercut everything they did with that Luke Skywalker moment by in Book of Boba Fett making that pointless. Like, when you go back right now and watch, for anybody that's retarded enough to want to rewatch The Mandalorian season 2, you are going to watch this big moment that's supposed to have so much emotional payoff, that's supposed to mean so much, of Din Djarin, you know, saying goodbye to Grogu, giving him to Luke Skywalker to be trained. And he's right fucking back like nothing happened. It doesn't matter.
In another show.
Stupid.
In another fucking show. And that is one of the, like creatively, that is just one of the dumbest decisions you can possibly make. And it was because the other show wasn't working either, because they don't have a plan, because Kathleen Kennedy is absolutely the worst leader in the history of cinema.
You can't do cartoon shit in live action, okay? Dave Filoni fans, you can't do cartoon. He's a cartoon guy.
Yep.
Leave him in the fucking cartoons. He cannot do live action. This was a Dave Filoni written episode, by the way. And then somehow everything, the dialogue, the fucking voice acting is horrific. Maybe it's just because they just want everyone to sound like they're in a cult because they are in a cult. But like the deadpan fucking terrible inflection, the dialogue that is nonsensical. I don't know. I don't know how anyone can look at this and think it's good.
I gotta find
really
the line from second episode where he's showing Grogu the map in the ship, and he goes, "Mandalorians need to look at maps so we know where we're going."
It's such a dad move, too.
That was a fucking line of dialogue in a show that they paid millions of dollars for. That was a line of dialogue. It's like, oh, wow.
They've been caught multiple times also stealing this stuff from other forms of media. So Book of Boba Fett outright stole a scene from Shogun Assassin.
Oh, yeah. And this is supposed to be Lone Wolf and Cub-ish.
Yes, obviously very similar to, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't even have to play. You can just kind of go through it a little bit and you can see like the clear fucking parallels of the decisions and choices.
Good God.
This is embarrassing, Disney. This is embarrassing. Because you know they would never say it's an homage. Because if you said, oh, it was an homage to it, then that would be kind of okay.
It's an homage.
But is it an homage, or is it not just trying to rip off Kurosawa?
Oh,
well, they ripped off the first Star Wars movie with The Force Awakens. So
yes.
That whole thing was an homage, you know.
Listen, there can be stuff that's done well, and like this happens in entertainment. You go back and look at the first two Creed movies, right? Clearly, everything that happens in the first two Creed movies is sometimes a shot for shot, moment for moment, what happened in a Rocky movie, right? But those are good movies. They're very respectful towards what came before it, and the entire reason you're caring about a lot of this stuff is because those things happen. So things here and there, you know, it is what it is. But this is a constant thing with Disney Star Wars. I know people want to hold on to this hope that it's not connected to the sequels, which, you know, Jon Favreau told you in 2019 that it was connected to the sequel trilogy. He told you at the beginning of season 2 that they were connecting to the sequel trilogy. He said it again at the beginning of season 3, it's connected to the sequel trilogy. And if you want to say he has to say those things so he didn't get fired, that's a lie, but okay. Also, the fucking show itself just continues to connect to the sequel trilogy to the point where they are explaining this entire fucking cloning process. Like all of this stuff is like getting explained in real time to lead up to the First Order and to Snoke. Yeah. And
I mean, it was clear in season 2 of Mandalorian when they come across the Empire and the guy is like, the Empire brings order, and is like the ability to the First Order. Writing
the First Order.
The final order.
It'll be one for Disney Star Wars soon. They're creatively bankrupt, is what we're trying to say.
Obviously.
Very creatively bankrupt. They're rebooting CEOs, their own animated movies. They've got nothing. They've got nothing left. But Bob Iger will come back, and I think it's poetic that he comes back while this flaming failure happens. I think it's quite nice, actually. I'm glad they made that decision.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Hey, if you like what we do here at Nerdrotic Daily, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you could do that with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.